देतं मदवारणेन्द्रवदनं मद्भागधेयाकृतिं शुण्डादण्डसुचालनेन जगतां मायान्तरायामयान् विद्राव्यप्रणतिप्रसन्नहृदयो यो मुक्त एव स्वयं रक्षत्यन्वहमात्मनोति बिरुदं वैद्येशपुत्राभिधम्. Let's see the story of Tittibha and Samudra. Kasminchit samudratiraikadeshe Tittibha dampati prativasat asmavi. So this tad vichintyatam kimapi nirupadravam sthanam yena tatra aham andaka mokshanam karomi. So asks the female Tittibhi asks Tittibha. And Tittibha says, no, this is a fine place. And what do you think if the samudra can do to me? Kamatra samudrasya ya mama dushayishyati prasutim. So what is the capability of the samudra to cause harm to my children? Kim nashrutam bhavatya ruddhambaracharam margam yapagata dhumam sada mahadbhayam mantamati pravishati hutashanam swechaya manujaha. So which foolish man will voluntarily enter or jump into fire that is flaming high, ruddha ambarachara margam, such that it is interrupting the marga of ambaracharas and devoid of smoke and causing great fear in everyone's hearts. Mattebha kumbha vidalana kritashramam suptam antaka pratimam yamaloka darshanechu simham bodhayati konama. Who is foolish enough to wake up a sleeping lion, who is tired because of having tore apart, because he just tore apart the temples, the kumbha, okay, of a matta ibha, of a rutting elephant. Tasmad vishrabdha atraiva garbham muncha tachrutva samudras chintayamasa aho garbhav pakshikeetasyasya. Tavas adhidam uchyate uchchipya Tittibha pada vaste bhangabhayad divaha swachitta kalpito garbhah kasyanatrapi vidyate. So this kind of an arrogance, okay, this Tittibha has, okay, that he sleeps his he lies down and turns his head upwards in the hope that he will catch hold of the sky in case it falls. So that is the confidence, overconfidence rather, of the Tittibha. Then mayasi pramanam kutuhaladapi drashtavyam. Kim mama eshaha andapahare krute karishyati iti chintayitva sthitaha. Atha prasavanantaram pranayatrartham gatayaha Tittibhyaha samudraha velavyajena andani apajahara. So what does it do? It washes away the eggs of this Tittibhi when she has gone in search of food for her sustenance. Atha ayata sa Tittibhi prasavasthanam shunyam avalokya pralapanti Tittibha muche bho murkha gathitamasin maya te yat samudra velaya andanam vinashaha bhavishyati tad durataram rajavaha param mudhataya ahankaram ashritya mama vachanam na karoshi. So here samudra velaya, because of the waves of the samudra, okay, so in this context we can take it as waves, okay. Vela charana, in that context we can think of it as the limit, okay. So both the arthas of velas will be met here. Samudra velaya andanam vinashaha bhavishyati tad durataram rajavaha. I told this to you already. Mudhataya ahankaram ashritya mama vachanam na karoshi. And because of your puffed up ego, you did not do this, and you are the fool now. Suhridam hitakamanam nakarotiha yo vachaha sakurmaiva durbuddhi kashtadhrashto vinashyati. So the one who does not listen to the words of his well-wishers and friends shall perish like the kurma that perished by falling off from the kashtha. And then Kambugrivakhya kurma katha. Astikasmimschit jalashaye Kambugrivo nama kachchapaha tasya sankata vikatanamni mitre hamsajatiye paramasneha gotimashrite nityameva sarastiramasatya tena saha aneka devarishi maharishinam katha kritva astamaya velayam swanida samshrayam kurta. So there was a tortoise who was called Kambugriva, and he had two friends from a different jati, from the Pakshi jati, who belonged to the Pakshi jati, and they were two hamsas. So they used to come and talk to him every day, and once the sun set, they went back to their own nida, their own nests. Atha gacchata kalena anavrishti vashat saraha shanai shoshamagamat ततस्तद्दुःख दुःखितौ तावूचतुः भो मित्र जम्बालशेषमेतत् सरः सञ्जातम् तत् कथं भवान् भविष्यति इति व्याकुलत्वं नो हृदि वर्तते तत् श्रुत्वा कम्बुग्रीव आह भोः साम्प्रतं नास्त्यस्माकं जीवितव्यं जलाभावात् तथापि उपायश्चिन्त्यताम् which is we do not have any other option. If not for water we cannot survive, so please think of some upaya for us. Vyajyam na dhairyam vidhurepi kale dhairyat kadachit sthitimaapnuyat saha jate samudrepi cha potabhange sayatriko vanchati tartumeva. So even when his ship has been wrecked, a merchant would still want to cross the ocean. Tartumeva vanchati. Somehow to come out of it, that is what he would want, that is what he would aspire for, and he will continue to have hopes. It is not that just because the ship is gone, I am ready to die. No one, no one should be in such a state of dhairya nasha. No one should have that, is what Kachapa says. Aparancha mitrarthe bandhavarthe cha buddhiman yatate sada jata swapatsu yatnena jagadedam vacho manu. And Manu has told that at times of calamity, at times of distress, buddhiman naraha mitrarthe bandhavarthe cha yatate. So a wise person should also fight for his friends and relatives and ensure their safety also. Tadaniyatam kachi dridhatar lajjur laghu kashtam va अन्विष्यतांच प्रभूत जलसनाथं सरः येन मया मध्यप्रदेशे दन्तैः गृहीते सति वां कोटिभागयोः तत्काष्ठं मया सहितं संगृह्य तत्सरो नयथः तावूचतुः भो मित्र एवं करिष्यावः परं भवता मौनव्रतेन स्थातव्यम् नो चेत् तव काष्ठात् पातो भविष्यति. So the Hamsas advised that okay fine, you seem to have a good idea, we will do that, but you have to ensure that you do not open your mouth, otherwise you will fall and die. तथानुष्ठिते गच्छता गम्बुग्रीवेण अधोभाग व्यवस्थितं किंचित् पुरम् आलोकितं तत्र ये पौरास्ते तथा नीयमानं विलोक्य सविस्मयमिदमूचुः अहो चक्राकारं किमपि पक्षिभ्यां नीयते पश्यत पश्यत. अथ तेषां कोलाहलमाकर्ण्य कम्बुग्रीव आह भोः किमेष कोलाहलः इति वक्तुमना अर्धोक्ते पतितः पौरैः खण्डचकृतश्च अतोऽहं ब्रवीमि. So as expected, when they were flying, adhobhaga vyavasthitam kinchit puram, so some city that they crossed by, Kachapa seemed to had a look at that, and there the Pauras were talking amongst themselves that something is being carried by these pakshis. And then immediately Tortoise wanted to say something, he wanted to say Kimesha Kolahalaha, but then as soon as he opened his mouth, fell down and died. That is why अतोहम ब्रवीमि सुहृदां हितकामानां इति एवं प्रकारेण टिट्टिभी वदति तथा च. And she starts another story. अनागत विधाता च प्रत्युत्पन्न मतिस्तथा द्वावेतौ सुखमेधेते यद्भविष्यो विनश्यति. So अनागत विधाता and प्रत्युत्पन्न मति, they flourish, they thrive, but yadbhavishyah perishes. Tittibha aha kathametat. Tittibha asks, what is the story of Anagata Vidhata Pratyutpannamati? Then we started off with Matsyatraya Katha. Kasmimschit Jarashaye Anagata Vidhata Pratyutpannamatir Yadbhavishyacheti Trayo Matsyaha Santi. Atha kadachit tam Jalashayam Drishtva Gachadbhir Matsyajeevibhiruktam Yadaho Bahumatsyoyam Hradaha Kadachidapi Nasmabhir Anveshitaha Tadadyatavad Ahara Vrittis Sanjata. संध्या समयश्च संवृत्तः ततः प्रभाते अत्र आगन्तव्यम् इति निश्चयः. So कस्मिंश्चित् जलाशये, in a certain pond, अनागत विधाता प्रत्युत्पन्न मतिः यद्भविष्यः च इति त्रयः मत्स्याः. There lived three fishes by these names, अनागत विधाता प्रत्युत्पन्न मतिः and यद्भविष्य. तं जलाशयं दृष्ट्वा गच्छद्भिः मत्स्यजीविभिः उक्तं. So having seen that pond, a few fishermen who were passing by, they said Bahumatsyoyam Hradaha. So this looks like a fish, a large tank with huge fishes, with a large number of fishes. Kadachidapi nasmabhiranveshitaha tadrishtah purvam. So we have not encountered such a place earlier. But then tadadyatavad ahara vritti sanjata. But then today our ahara vritti is over. You don't have to go hunting further. Okay. Sandhya samayascha samvrittaha. Also it is already late. Tataha prabhate atra agantavyam. So we shall come here tomorrow morning. So again, a nice point here. Even when they encounter a Bahumatsya Hrada, They say tavad ahara vrittihi sanjata. Today's whatever we had to have for today's survival is the day is over. That's all. So we don't have to exert ourselves anymore in order to obtain something for tomorrow. Okay, so that kind of a free attitude we see in the fishermen who are happy with what they have got today, and they are happy to leave this and go. Whatever, anything can happen tomorrow, right? They were also aware of it, but then they thought it is okay, and they left. It did not occur to them. Had they wanted, they could have immediately, gathered and done some, hunting and taken the huge lot that they could have got, stored it for future and so on, but they did not do that. Sandhya samudra-katha. So let us come tomorrow, we'll go. Atastesham tat kulishapatopamam vachas samakaranya anagata vidhata sarvan matsyan ahuyedam muche aho shrutam bhavadbhir yan matsyajeevibhir abhihitam tadratravapi gamyatam kinchin nikatam saraha uttancha ataha tesham tat kulishapatopamam vachah samakaranya anagata vidhata sarvan matsyan ahuya idam uche aho shrutam bhavadbhihi yat matsyajeevibhihi abhihitam tadratravapi gamyatam kinchit nikatam sara. So tesham kulishapatopamam vachaha. So their words, the words of the matsyajeevis, that it fell like vajra. Kulisha is Vajrayudha. It fell like Vajrayudha on their ears. Kulishapatopamam vachaha samakarnya. Having heard that, anagata vidhata, he called others and told, did you listen to this? Shrutam bhavadbhihi yat matsyajeevibhihi abhihitam. That which was spoken by the matsyajeevis, did you see that? Did you listen to it? Ratravapi gamyatam kinchin nikatam saraha. So today night, okay, even though it is night, does not matter. We shall leave this place and go to a nearby pond. Uttancha vai ashaktair balinash shatro kartavyam prapalayanam samshritavyo thava durgo nanyatesham gatir bhavet. Ashaktair balinash shatro kartavyam prapalayanam samshritavyo thava durgo nanyatesham gatir bhavet. Ashaktaihi balinaha shatroho kartavyam prapalayanam samshritavyaha athava durgaha na anya tesham gatir bhavet. Balinaha shatroho ashaktaihi prapalayanam kartavyam. So what is the best course of action for a weak person when encountered with a stronger enemy? Balinaha shatroho ashaktaihi prapalayanam kartavyam. Running away, okay, is the best course of action for an ashakta. Balinaha, when the shatru is balavan, balavataha ashaktena prapalayanam kartavyam. Athava durgaha samshritavyaha, or you take refuge in a fort, okay, or in a person who can act as a fort and take care of you, so that durga cannot be penetrated by the shatru. Either take refuge in such a place or run away somewhere, go off to a far off place. That is the best course of action. Tesham anya gatihi na bhavet. There is no other choice for them. Is anagata vidhatas. Tannunam prabhata samaye matsyajeevinaha atra samagamya matsya sankshayam karishyanti. Etan mama manasi vartate. Tannayuktam sampratam kshanamapyatra avasthatum. Uttancha. So he says, Nunam nischayena prabhata samaye pratah kale matsyajeevinaha atra agachanti. Nischay rupena te agachanti. Definitely they will come here and they will matsya sankshayam karishyanti. They shall ensure that all the matsyas are destroyed. They are killed. They will catch hold of us and we will take. Edan mama manasi vartate. So this is what I think. Tan nayuktam sampratam kshanamapyatra avasthat. So not even for a second should we continue to stay here. We have to pack and leave. Uttancha. Vidyamana gatiryesham anyatra abhisukavaha tena pashyanti vidvamso dehabhangam kulakshayam. Vidyamana gatiryesham anyatra abhisukavaha tena pashyanti vidvamso dehabhangam kulakshayam. So Sanagata Vidhata says, येषाम् अन्यत्र अपि सुख आवहा गतिः विद्यमाना भवेत् ते देशभङ्गं कुलक्षयं न पश्यन्ति. So those who are capable of, finding a place anyatra sukhavaha that can give them happiness, where there is peace, where there is happiness, tadrishaha janaha yesham etadrishaha एतादृशं स्थानं कुत्रचित् यैः लभ्यते चेत् तादृशैः जनैः देशभङ्गः कुलक्षयञ्च न द्रष्टव्यम् इत्युच्यते. So by those people, they are not they do not see deshabhanga or kulakshaya. They do not continue to stay in the same place and watch their country perish or watch their kula get destroyed. They do not do that. Rather than that, they will find a better place and carry on with their lives there. This anagata vidhata saidya. Tadakarnya pratyutpannamatif praha aho satyam abhihitam bhavata mamapya abhishtam etat tadanyatra gamyata. Immediately listening to that, pratyutpannamati also says that it is indeed true. Whatever you have spoken is true. Mama api abhishtam etat. This is what I also wish for. Tadanyatra gamyata. So let us go elsewhere. Uttancha. Paradesha bhayat bhita bahumaya napumsakaha swadeshe nidhanam yanti kakah kapurusha mrigaha. Paradesha bhayat bhitaha bahumaya napumsakaha swadeshe nidhanam yanti kakah kapurusha mrigaha. Pratyutpannamati says, Paradesha bhayat bhitaha bahumayaha napumsakaha kakaha kapurushaha mrigaha cha swadeshe nidhanam yanti. So Paradesha bhayat bhitaha. So these people who are afraid of encountering new places, who are so used to their own routines and so attached to their own place, very, very comfortable in their own comfort zone, and those who are not ready to come out of it, even when times are very trying, even during such circumstances, tadrishaha paradesha bhayati bhitaha. So who is afraid of exploring new places? The one who is afraid of exploration, the one who has negative connotations associated with the word exploration. Somebody who is very comfortable in his own place, in his own routine, not ready to try new places, not ready to be adventurous. Tadrishaha bahumayaha napumsakaha. So he is telling words that are very mean, and addressing them. He says that they are napumsakas. They do not have any strength, no valor. Kakaha, kapurushaha, mrigaha cha. Crows, kapusi. The ones who will stay back in their own place just because they are not able to come out of their comfort zone, even during a crisis time. Who are such people? They can be compared to animals like kakaha, mrigaha. Only they will not leave. Will anybody with a fine mind not leave? Is the question of Pratyutpannamati. So he says kakaha, kapurushaha, kutsitaha purushaha, mean people. Napumsakaha, those who do not have any strength. Okay. Swadeshe nidhanam yanti. They shall perish in their own country. That's all. They stay hooked. They are so attached to their place, they will die there. There is no scope for any kind of growth for them. So nothing good is going to happen to them. So says Pratyutpannamati. Yasyasti sarvatra gatis sakasmat swadesha ragena hi yati nasham tatasya kupo yamiti bruvana haksharam jalam kapurusha pibanti. Yasyasti sarvatra gatis sakasmat swadesha ragena hi yati nasham tatasya kupo yamiti bruvana haksharam jalam kapurusha pibanti. So Yasya asti sarvatra gadihi saha kasmat swadesha ragena hi yati nasham. तातस्य कूपः अयम् इति ब्रुवाणाः क्षारं जलं कापुरुषाः पिबन्ति. So we will see the sthulartha. Yasya sarvatra gatihi asti. So the one who has the capacity and the opportunity to move somewhere, to move in all directions. Sarvatra yasya gatihi asti. Saha kasmat svadesha ragena hi nasham yati. Why will he perish? By staying attached to one's own place, one's own desha. I don't understand. So Pratyutpannamati is surprised. Will any foolish man do like this? Why would anyone want to get attached to a place where we know for sure that there is danger? Tasmat swadesha ragena nasham yanti, nasham yati. Ayam tatasya kupaha iti bruvanaha kapurushaha. So those mean people who keep telling that I will not leave this place because this is my ancestral property. My father lived there. My grandfather lived here. My great grandfather lived here. Etadrisha ritya bruvanaha kapurushaha ksharam jalam pibanti. So finally, they just drink salty water. That's all. Okay, they will not enjoy. There is no scope of any enjoyment for them. So this is the price that they are paying for being attached, for not having the adventurous spirit, and for not having explorative attitude, and because of their fear of new places. If they continue to stay to their to their own places, they are going to perish. Okay. Now see, so most of us may be aware that because this is a story that we have been seeing since our childhood. So we might have encountered the story at various levels. So we all know that the names of these three fishes are meaningful, right? Anagata Vidhata. So Vidhata is Brahma, right? Anagata means that which has not come. So Anagata Vidhata is the one who is a future planner. Okay, the one who creates his own future is Anagata Vidhata. And Pratyutpannamati is the one who has who thinks on his feet, okay, who can take decisions like this based on the current situations, observing the world before him. He can think on his feet. He is Pratyutpannamati. And Yadhavishya is the one who is lazy, okay, and too much into his own comfort zone, and who is not ready to perceive the reality, right? Why is he not able to perceive his reality? Because in order to perceive the reality, one has to put effort. But this Yadhavishya is so lazy, he is not ready to put effort. Okay, so we can, if we look at the arguments of Anagata Vidhata and Pratyutpannamati, you can see a difference. Okay. Anagata Vidhata is very clear. Vidyamana gatiriyasham anyatrapi sukkhavaha. So where one can find a better place, okay, the ones who have that opportunity, they will not stay back. Okay, they will not stay back. They will not see Dehabhanga, Kulakshaya, all that they will not see. Okay. I am sorry. So it's a Deshabhanga and Dehabhanga Patha. Okay. So Deshabhanga you can take, or Dehabhanga. Dehabhanga here is Tena Pashyanti Vidwamsa, Dvamso Dehabhangam Kulakshay. Dehabhanga is, they will not stay back to watch their own destruction, or their Desha getting destroyed, or their Kula getting destroyed. They will not do that. So what Anagata Vidhata says. But Pratyutpannamati, see, he says that Swadesha ragena hi yati nasham tatasya kupoyam iti bruvanaha ksharam jalam kapurushaah pibanti, only at the time of crisis. So Pratyutpannamati is not a long-term planner like Anagata Vidhata. Yeah. He is somebody who thinks on his feet. So he says that he does not say that, one has to keep planning for some unknown future and not enjoy the present. No. He says, but then when there is a crisis, okay, one has to perceive what is there right before him, to be oblivious of that and to imagine that all the things will be fine without me putting any effort. That is not right. That is the idea of pratyutpannamati. That is why he says, Ksharam jalam ka purushah pibanti. They will continue to drink the salty water. If the water were not salty, or if the lake were fine, they were not under any threat, then pratyutpannamati probably would continue to, would not plan like Anagata Vidhata, okay, anticipating some future threat. He is just worried about imminent threat. What is immediate, he immediately wants to address it, and only because there is a crisis, he wants to address it. You can understand from their names and the shlokas that they are quoting. Ka purushaha, kutsitaha purushaha mean people. Okay, so not bad people. Okay, it is more used in the sense of the one who does not have, who does not have enough strength and do what it takes at the moment. Okay, whatever is required in the present, the one who is not able to rise up to the situation is called a kapurusha. Atha tat samakarnya prochair vihasya yadbhavishyah provacha. Aho na bhavadhyam mantritam samyageta yataha kim vangmatrenapi tesham pitrupaitamih tesham pitrupaitamahikametat sarastyaktum yujyate yadyayuhu kshayosti tadanyatra gatanamapi mrityur bhavishyateva. Atha tat samakarnya, having heard that, prochaihi vihasya, so having laughed out aloud, yat bhavishya provacha, he says, aho na bhavadhyam mantritam etat samyak. You have not spoken the right thing. Whatever you have spoken is not right. Yataha kim vangmatrena api tesham vangmatrena, by the mere utterance of their words. Whose words? By the words of Matsya Jeevi. They have just spoken. Okay, just because they have spoken, it is not necessary that they implement their words. Okay, is the idea of yadbhavishya. Tesham vangmatrenapi pitrupaitamahikam etat saraha tyaktum yujyate. Just because they have spoken something, should we abandon this sara where our pita and pitamaha, grandfathers, great grandfathers, our fathers, our ancestors thrived? Should we leave that? There is not much of evidence for that, is Yadbhavishya's idea, even though it is just so obvious. It is just right in front of him, but then out of his laziness, he does not perceive the threat that is right in front of his eyes. And in order to continue to stay in his comfort zone, he invokes all sorts of rationale, okay, that will help him. But then they are not to be used in this context, right? They are shlokas, verses that were uttered or that are to be understood in a totally different context, not in this context at all. That is why Panchatantra quotes the same verse that it quoted elsewhere. We will have a look at that. Yadyayuhu kshayaha asti. If at all our ayu is less, tadanyatra gatanamapi mrityur bhavishyati. So if our time is over, we shall perish wherever we go. Why should we go now? Yadbhavishya's idea. See, Yadbhavishya's idea is fine. Yeah. And Panchatantra agrees to it. That is why the same verse, Arakshitam tishtati daiva rakshitam surakshitam daiva hatam vinashyati jivatyanathopi vane visarjita krutaprayatnopi grihena jivati. So this was the verse that was quoted when Sanjivaka, lived. Okay, because Sanjivaka, he did not perish, because even though Vardhamana, he had fallen sick, right? When they were crossing Yamuna Kacha, Sanjivaka had fallen sick and they could not continue further. So Vardhamana tried to treat him, but then he left. And then a few members continued to stay with Sanjivaka, but then they abandoned Sanjivaka and went away. But even in that wild forest, somehow Sanjivaka thrived. Do not know how. Because Arakshitam tishtati daiva rakshitam surakshitam daiva hatam vinashyati. So even that which is not protected will be protected if it is protected by daiva. So if there is destiny is with you, daiva rakshitam arakshitam api tishtati, daivahatam surakshitam api vinashyati. So that which has been abandoned by daiva, even if it is well protected, it will perish. Vane visarjitaha anathaha sanjivakaha api jivati. So this anatha sanjivaka, who had nobody to protect him in the forest, even he lived. Krita prayatnaha api grihe vinna jivati. Somebody can die right in his house where there is so much of protection and he is taken care of. He can perish, he can die if his ayu is over. That was in the context of Sanjivaka, but then the same verse is quoted here again in order to make us understand that that was an important context where we had to understand that human effort is important. But then towards the accomplishment of any action, human effort is not the only reason that will accomplish and give the result, right? In order to understand that, this verse was quoted there. The author Panchatantra quotes the same verse here again and says that the person who quoted this verse actually perished. Yadbhavishya is going to die in our story, and he is saying this. Means what? That this is applicable in a certain context where there is no possibility of human effort. One has to just look up to Daiva. Or when one is exhausted after having put a lot of effort and still one does not see result, one is not supposed to be vexed. One is not supposed to be thinking that, I have done so much, but still I am not able to accomplish this. So, and at such a state, when there is a huge psychological stress, one has to remove that by seeing that human effort is not the only factor. There is a factor called Daiva. There is a component called Daiva. But in case of Yadbhavishya, it was completely possible for him to put the effort and just walk away with his Parivara Jana. But he did not do it just because he could not come out of his comfort zone. And that is no excuse, is what Panchatantra wants to say. That is why the same verse is being quoted, from the side of Yadbhavishya here, and then the story says that Yadbhavishya dies. Tadaham na yasyami bhavadhyancha yad pratibhati tat kartavyam. Atha tasya tam nischayam jnatva anagata vidhata pratyutpannamatischa nishkrantau saha parijanena. Atha prabhate tair matsyajeevibhir jalaistad jalasayam alodya yadbhavishyena saha tatsaro nirmatsyatam neetam. Atoham bravimi anagata vidhata cheti. Tadaham na yasyami bhavadhyancha yad pratibhati tat kartavyam. So Yadbhavishya says, so I will not come. Aham nayasyami. I will not go. Bhavadhyam cha yad pratibhati tat kartavyam. So whatever you think is right, you may do. I will not stop you. Then tasyatam nischayam jnatva. So after having known his decision, Anagata Vidhata Pratyutpannamatischa. So this Anagata Vidhata and Pratyutpannamati Nishkrantau Saha Parijanena. They left the place along with their Parivara, Parijana. Atha Prabhate, then in the morning, Taihi Matsyajeevibhihi, by those fishermen, Jalaihi Tad Jalashayam Alodya Yadbhavishyena Saha Tat Saraha Nirmatsyatam Neetam. So they churned the Sara, okay, and using their Jala, they took Yadbhavishya, and along with Yadbhavishya, they made that Sara devoid of any fish. Tat Saraha Nirmatsyatam Neetam. So Saraha Neetam ityasti. So Sara is Napumsakalinga Shabda. That is why you have Neetam. You don't. So our intuition would be to say that Saraha Nirmatsyatam Neetaha. Then Sara is an Napumsakalinga Shabda. That is why you have Saraha Nirmatsyatam Neetam. Atoham bravimi. So Tittibhi says, that is why I am telling you Murkha Tittibha Anagata Vidhata Che. Continuing with Tittibha-samudra-katha. Tachrutva Tittibha aha bhadre kimmam yadbhavishya sadrisham sambhavayasi tat pashyame buddhi prabhavam yavadenam dushta samudram swachanchua shoshayami. Tittibhyaha aho kaste samudrena saha vigraha tannayuktam asyopari kopam tartum uttancha. Now, Tachrutva Tittibha aha. So, listening to this, Tittibha says, Bhadre, kimmam yadbhavishya sadrisham sambhavayasi. He is taking offense now. He said, you are comparing me to that foolish Yadbhavishya. I am not like him. What is it that you are comparing me with him? Tat pashyame buddhi prabhava. So, you have a look at my buddhi prabhava. See what I am going to do. Yenam dushta samudram Swachanchva shoshayam. So I am going to dry up this samudra, using my beak. I am going to empty the waters of this ocean using my beak. Is the idea of this Tittibha. Swachanchva shoshayami. Tittibhi. Tittibhi says, Kaste samudrena saha vigraha. So what is this fight for you with the samudra? What has got into you? Then nayuktam asyopari kopam kartum. It is not right for you to even be angry with this samudra. Why? Pumsam asamarthanam upadravayatmano bhavet kopaha vitharam jvaladati matram nija parshvaneva dahati taram. Pumsam asamarthanam upadravayatmano bhavet kopaha vitharam jvaladati matram nija parshvaneva dahati taram. So Tittibhi says, asamarthanam pumsam atmanaha upadravaya kopaha bhavet. So by those who are not capable, asamarthanam pumsam purushanam kopaha atmanaha upadravaya bhavet. So even to be angry, one has to have the adhikaritva. So there are certain people who can be angry because using that anger, they can accomplish certain things in life. That is why it is, you see, anger is anyway not good, but at least you can say that in certain people, it helps in accomplishing certain tasks. That's all. But in your case, or in case of people who are totally incapable of accomplishing things in life, asamarthanam pumsam atmanaha upadravaya kopaha bhavet. If at all kopa can cause anything, it is only bringing upadrava to oneself. It will cause harm to the person who is getting angry, that's all. There can be no other use of kopa in case of asamarthas, in case of people who are absolutely useless and not capable of accomplishing anything. For that, she gives an example. She says, Atimatram jvalati pitharam nija parshvaneva dahati taram. Okay, so a pot, pitharaha is a pot. Atimatram jvalat pitharam. So a pot that overburns, okay, it only, burns excessively its own sides. That's all. Nothing. There is no other use of that pot being burned, right? So too much of burning causes the pot to damage its own sides. Nija parshwan, its own sides. Dahati taram, it excessively burns its own sides. That's all. There is no other use of the pot's kopa, right? Evameva asamarthanam purushanam kopopi upadravaya bhavet. It only causes upadrava to one's own self. It brings upadrava to one's own self. That's all. There is no other use of such people's anger. So the fury of such people is useless. So don't be angry. What is your capability? What is your size? And what is the size of the samudra? What are you even thinking? Tittibha aha. Priye. Mama evam vada. Mama evam vada. Yesham utsaha shaktir bhavati. Tve swalpa api groon vikramante. Uttancha. Now Tittibha says, please don't underestimate me. Ma evam vada. Yesham utsaha shakti bhavet. So the ones who are enthusiastic, the ones who have this adventurous spirit, enterprising spirit, yeah, they swalpaha api, they can be, small in size. Swalpaha api gurun vikramante. Okay. They are capable of winning over great people also. It is possible. So please don't underestimate me. That's what the Tittibha says. So for that, he says, Pramanadadhikasyapi gandashyama madachyutehe padam murdhini samadhatte kesari mattadantinaha. Pramanadadhikasyapi gandashyama madachyutehe padam murdhini samadhatte kesari mattadantinaha. Pramanat adhikasya api gandashyama madachyutehe padam murdhini samadhatte kesari mattadantinaha. Kesari mattadantinaha. गंडश्याम मदच्युतेः मत्तदन्तिनः मूर्ध्नि पदं समाधत्ते. So if you compare the sizes of a kesari, of a lion and an elephant, an elephant is definitely much huge, right? Bigger in size in comparison to the lion. But then kesari pramanat adhikasya, so somebody larger in size than himself. Gandashyama madachyutehe, also mattadantinaha, it is a rutting elephant from whose temple portion, from whose cheeks shyama mada, okay, the rut is oozing, it is dropping. Gandashyama madachyutehe tadrishasya mattadantinaha mattagajasya murdhini, on its head, okay, the lion jumps and places its paws. Padam samadhatte. So that is the Vikrama of a Kesari. So you please do not underestimate my size. Okay, that should not be a problem. Balasya piravev padaf patantyupari bhubhritam tejasa sahajatanam vayah putropayujyate. Balasya piravev padah पतन्त्युपरि भूभृतां तेजसा सह जातानां वयः पुत्रोपयुज्यते. बालस्य अपि रवेः पादाः भूभृताम् उपरि पतन्ति तेजसां सह जातानां वयः पुत्र उपयुज्यते. So even Balasurya, Balasya api ravehe suryasya padaha ityasya kiranaha ityartha, kiranani ityartha, the rays of the sun. Okay, pada is here used in the sense of ray. So the rays of the early morning sun, Balasurya. Okay, so he has not grown in size at that time, and he is of the, it's just Balasurya. But then what does it do? Padaha bhubhritam upari patanti. So his rays fall on top of mountains. See the akara, the size of the mountain, it is huge. The Surya is a Bala Surya, but then he places his pada. Okay, pada is kirana, but here there is an alankara. So pada, so he places his pada, his feet on top of the huge mountain. It does not bother about its size. Tejasam sahajatana. So the ones born with teja, with valor, with strength, with power. Vayaha putra upayujyate. Is their age even a matter? Okay. Age or pramana, size, so anything, all that should not matter. Tejasam na vayaha samikshyate. Okay. So you don't look at the age of a tejasvi person. So you see his capacity, that's all. Capability is seen, but then vayaha is not seen. Pramanam api na upayujyate. It is not of any relevance. Again, another nice verse. Hasti sthulataras sachankusha vasha kim hasti matronkusho deepe prajwalite pranashyati tamah kim deepamatram tamaha vajrena pihataf patanti girayah kim vajramatro girihi तेजो यस्य विराजते सबलवान् स्थूलेषु कः प्रत्ययः. हस्ती स्थूलतरः सचाङ्कुशवचः किं हस्तिमात्रोऽङ्कुशो दीपे प्रज्वलिते प्रणश्यति तमः किं दीपमात्रं तमः वज्रेणापि हताः पतन्ति गिरयः किं वज्रमात्रो गिरिस्तेजो यस्य विराजते सबलवान् स्थूलेषु कः प्रत्ययः. हस्ती स्थूलतरः स च अंकुशवशः किं हस्तिमात्रः अंकुशः दीपे प्रज्वलिते प्रणश्यति तमः किं दीपमात्रं तमः वज्रेण अपि हताः पतन्ति गिरयः किं वज्रमात्रः गिरिः तेजः यस्य विराजते सः बलवान् स्थूलेषु कः प्रत्ययः. So हस्ति स्थूलतरः सः च अंकुशवशः. See, hasti, an elephant is huge, but then it can be controlled by a mere ankusha. So you have an ankusha, you can control the elephant. That's all is needed to control an elephant. Kim ankushaha hasti matraha? Is the size of an ankusha equivalent to the size of the elephant? No. Ankushaha hasti matraha bhavet kim na bhavati. Evameva tamaha deepe prajwalite sati pranashyati. So darkness, okay, that is spread everywhere, will vanish in a moment. In the moment one lights a lamp. Deepe prajwalite satyeva tamaha vinashyati. Kim tamaha deepa matram. So the size, the pramana of the tama, okay, that is spread in a huge area, and the size of a small lamp, are these comparable? No. Girayaha vajrena hataha api patanti. So we know this, that in the olden days, Purana kathas say that mountains had wings, okay, and Indra is said to have cut them. Okay. And one such mountain was Mainaka Parvata that was saved from this. Okay. He went, and because of the help of Vayu Devata, he could take refuge in Samudra, and he stayed protected there. And that is why when Hanuman crosses the ocean, Mainaka comes and offers himself. He says that I am indebted to your father, and now is the time for me to repay my debt. So please accept my Atithi Satkara. Mainaka says to Hanuman, and then Hanuman says, okay, no, I am in a hurry, but then I have accepted your Satkara, and he goes further. Right? So Mainaka is said to have had wings. And so Girayaha Vajrena Hataha. So they were attacked with Vajrayudha. So the size of the mountain is huge, but then Vajrayudha is just this much. But then when attacked with Vajra, they fell down. Kim Girihi Vajramatraha. So what is the size of the mountain, and what is the size of this Vajra? So is this Giri equivalent to the size of Vajra? No. Kim Vajramatraha Girihi Yasya Tejaha Virajate Saha Balavan. So how do we come to the conclusion about who is strong? Yasya Tejaha Virajate, the one who has inner strength, the one who has that inner valor. Okay, he is Balavan, that's all. Sthuleshu kaf pratyaya. Sthula, whatever you see outside, okay, the size. What is the guarantee there? What is the certainty there? What can it achieve? So can you be sure that pratyaya has different meanings? Okay, it is used in the sense of jnana. Here it can be used in the sense of astha. Okay, or what is the certainty? What is the belief? How can I believe that, that which is bigger will have more strength? In all these examples, it fails. So Ankusha is definitely not bigger than an elephant. A small lamp is definitely not greater in size than the huge darkness that pervades a huge area. Definitely, the Vajrayudha is not bigger in size in compared to the huge mountains that it cut. Right? So Sthuleshu kaha pratyaya. So how can one trust size? Asks the Tittibha. Tadanaya chanchvasya sakalam toyam shushkasthalatam naya. Tittibhyaha bho kanta yatra janhavi navanadi shatani grihitva nityameva pravishati tatha sindhuscha tat katham tum ashtadasha nadi shatayif puryamanam tam viprushavahimya chanchva shoshayishyasi tat kim ashraddheyenoktena. Tat anaya chanchva asya sakalam toyam shushkasthalatam nayami. Shushkasthalatam nayami. Tittibhi aha bhoho kanta yatra janhavi navanadi shatani grihitva nityameva pravishati tatha sindhuscha tat katham tvam ashtadasha nadi shatayif puryamanam tam viprushavahiniya chanchva shoshayishyasi tat kim ashraddheyena uktena. Says anaya chanchva, using my beak. Anaya, using my small beak. Sakalam toyam shushkasthalatam nayam. what I am going to do, asya sakalam toyam, his entire water, I am going to dry up using my beak and I will make him a dry land. Shushkasthalatam nayami. Asya shushkasthalatam nayami. I will make him a shushkasthala. So I shall lead him to this condition of being a dry land. Shushkasthalatam asya nayami. I shall take him to that condition. This samudra. Tittibhi says, Bho Kanta, Yatra Janhavi Navanadi Shatani Grihitva Nityameva Pravishati Tatha Sindhuscha. So, see, this is not an ordinary place. Okay. So, Ganga, Janhavi, Atra Pravishati. Ganga enters here, enters this ocean. Sindhuhucha, also the Sindhu river enters. And they carry Navanadi Shatani. So, each of them carry 900 rivers along with them. The waters of 900 rivers are there. Navanadi Shatani Grihitva Nityameva Pravishati. Every day she is entering carrying this huge volume of water. That Katham Tvam Ashtadasha Nadishatayif Puryamanam. So this samudra is being filled with the waters of 1,800 rivers every day. Tadrisham yetam samudram viprusha vahinya chanchua. So your chanchu is capable of carrying a drop. Viprusha is a drop of water, a drop, a dot, a mark is viprusha. Viprusha vahinya. By your chanchu that is capable of carrying a small drop of water. How are you planning to dry it up? Katham shoshayishyasi. Ashradheyena. So I cannot trust your words. This is ashradheya. I cannot have trust on this at all. Totally not trustworthy, not trustable. Tittibha aha. Priye. No, again, you are failing to understand the possibilities when one is very, very enthusiastic. When one has the indomitable spirit, anything is possible. You are not able to understand. So he says, Anirveda Shriyo Moolam Chanchur me loha sannibha ahoratrani dirghani samudrah kim na shushyati. Anirveda Shriyo Moolam Chanchur me loha sannibha ahoratrani dirghani samudrah kim na shushyati. So Tittibha says, see, what is the source of prosperity? Anirvedaha Shriyaha Moolam. Anirveda is an ever pleasant, enthusiastic attitude towards life, and only that will lead us to prosperity. So Nirveda is shoka, kheda, dukkha, kind of a dejected attitude, okay, where there is just dejection. Okay, you don't have the spirit to move forward in life. Anirveda Shriyomo. So these are the words of Hanuman as well in the Sundara Kanda. So when he is, when he searches everywhere, okay, and he actually gets dejected and he says that I am going to die. I am going to give up my life because I cannot go back. Right? If I go back, what will happen? If I go back and the Kala that Sugriva had decided for all the Vanaras to get back to him along with the news about Sita is gone now. He had given a month's time, that is gone, that is over. So if we go without a good news, he's anyway going to kill off all the Vanaras. So rather than me seeing it, I will die here. Okay. So he thinks about various things and then finally he says, no, I'm not supposed to do that. Because if I get dejected, so many people are going to die. Okay, I still have time. Let me go and continue my search. Okay, that is when he says Anirveda Shriyo Moolam. Okay, so source of prosperity is this enthusiasm that lies in the human heart. It has to be ever cheerful, looking forward to what is going to happen in life, and not just be dejected and have this idea that life is over. With this kind of an attitude, anything can be accomplished. That is what this Tittibha also says. Anirveda Shriyo Moolam. Chanchur me loha sannibha. My chanchuhu. Okay, this is a Strilinga Shabda. Ukaranta Strilinga Shabda. Chanchuhu. Mama chanchuhu. My beak, it might be small, but it is like iron. It is as strong as an iron. Loha sannibha, as a piece of iron. Loha sannibha. And ahoratrani dirghani. So the days and nights are long enough. I will continue to work. I will work continuously. I will work tirelessly. Samudraha na shushyati kim. So if I do that, will the samudra not dry up? Is it not possible? So asks the Tittibha. Samudraha na shushyati kim. Tittibhyaha. Yadi tvaya avasyam samudrena saha vigrahanushtanam karyam tadanyanapi vihangamanahuya suhrijjana sahitaha eva samachara. He gives a fine idea. All the time she thought that she could somehow put sense into the mind of Tittibha, and now she has understood that this guy seems to have an insurmountable spirit. Okay, it's an indomitable spirit. Wow. Okay, she is impressed. So says, fine. But then I will give you an idea by helping you. I'll say, see, instead of you doing it all alone, why don't you gather all our friends, okay, and do it together? Tittibhyaha yadi tvaya avasyam samudrena saha vigrahanushtanam karyam. If you're really going to go against Samudra and pick up a fight with him, anyanapi vihangaman ahuya. So after bringing together all the other pakshis also, suhrijjana sahitaha samachara. So please, go on this attack along with our friends. Suhrijjana sahitaha evam kuru. Iti savadati. We can stop here. In the next class. Okay. So there is a question. Navanadi Shatani. Okay. Is this a standard construction? I will have to look into the types of Sankhya constructions, and I am aware, but I do not want to give a non-concrete answer. So maybe in the next class, I will give you the answer along with the types of Sankhya Prayogas. If there are any other questions, I will take it now. Yes, Bhagini. Vimala Bhagini.
Madam, there is a usage like stuleshu kim pratyaya, like that. There is one usage.
Yes, yes.
I didn't understand that word to word meaning. Why is the word pratyaya used there?
So pratyaya is used in many senses. Pratyaya is used in the sense of jnana. Pratyaya is used in the sense of certainty. Pratyaya is used in the sense of trust. Okay. Here it means certainty. Okay. Or we can say trust. Stuleshu kaha pratyaha. What is the certainty in size? What is the trust one can have in size? What is there in a size? How can I trust the size just because it is huge in size? Should I think that it is very powerful? No. Because I know that an elephant can be controlled by an ankusha. The vajra can cut off the wings of the so on.
Okay, understood. Oh. It's used in the sense of trust.
Trust or certainty. Yes.
Yes, certainty. Yes.
No other questions. We can stop here. I will meet in the next week. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.